Hello again. In this video, we're going to look at paragraphs, what they are and how to use them, and then how they should be structured. As we know, writing styles can differ a lot between cultures. One area where you see this clearly is in the way paragraphs are used. So let me start by emphasizing that what you learn here is an academic English writing style. The good thing is that this writing style gives you very clear guidance for planning and structuring your paragraphs. So once you get used to using it, it'll make your essays not just clearer for the reader, but also easier for you to plan and write. A paragraph is a piece of your essay, but it's not a random piece. Each paragraph should have one main idea. One. With each paragraph, you add one idea at a time to your essay. This means that in a paragraph, you put forward one main idea or theme and provide the evidence or information to support that idea. So, the structure of a paragraph should look like this. The topic sentence is the sentence that states or encapsulates your main idea. Ideally, this should be the first sentence of the paragraph. Sometimes you might need to add some clarification in the next sentence. However, try as far as you can to capture the main idea in that first sentence. Next comes your supporting ideas and material. This is the evidence and information that your reader needs in order to understand your topic sentence. Supporting material might include examples, statistics, quotations and paraphrases from sources which we incorporate and interpret for the reader, evaluating evidence, comparing sources, and describing reasons, causes, and consequences. In a concluding sentence, you provide a brief summary of the paragraph. This is optional. It can be useful for a longer paragraph where the reader might need reminding of the main message of the paragraph to wrap it up. But in a shorter paragraph, it may not be necessary. Let's look at an example. In this example, I'm writing an essay about the culture of the Netherlands. To embed this in an international context, I want to write a paragraph about how non-Dutch people view the Netherlands. As is the case for many countries, there are certain typical associations that people make with the culture. So my topic sentence at the start of the paragraph will set up this main point in the paragraph. Internationally, people tend to associate the Netherlands with a number of typical characteristics. Now, I need to support this statement. The supporting material here needs to relate to the characteristics that I mentioned in the topic sentence. Knowing the Dutch are considered to be quite tall, I was quickly able to find statistical evidence for this in a study by the OECD. Firstly, the Dutch are famous for being a tall nation. I also know that the Dutch are famous for cheese, and when I read further, I found there was research that indicated that the height of the Dutch was partly linked to the amount of dairy they consume. This physical characteristic has been linked to a high level of consumption of dairy products. Of course, many people are aware that the Netherlands is quite flat and partially below sea level. Doing more research, I found an article by Smith that explained how important the dairy industry is in the Netherlands and how it could be seen as connected to the type of countryside. Smith had a couple of useful quotes I was able to integrate in my sentence. Indeed, the dairy industry is a cornerstone of the Dutch economy and is particularly well suited to the flat landscape in the majority of the country. The prevalence of bicycles and cycling infrastructure is a further standout feature of the Netherlands, and I was able to do some research on this, which again found connections with the landscape. Another result of these specific geographic conditions is the Dutch tendency to use the bicycle as a main form of transport. I've mentioned a number of characteristics here. Now I'm going to conclude the paragraph. This concluding sentence gives a combined summary and reflection on the topic sentence and supporting material. On the whole, the typical impressions people have of the Netherlands are both accurate and interconnected. When you use a concluding sentence, think about how it sets the stage for the following paragraph. For example, from this final sentence, perhaps I could go on to draw a contrast with less well-known characteristics of Dutch culture. Notice also that the topic sentence expresses my own idea or thought. Then I bring in outside sources to provide relevant supporting material. And in the concluding sentence, again, it is my idea and wording. This means that although I make my point based on evidence from outside sources, the idea is still clearly my contribution to the discussion. This structure is a general paragraph structure that you should try to use for all your writing. Exactly what goes into your paragraph depends on the aim of the essay as a whole. If you're writing a critical review of a text, in your essay you need to summarize the text and then add your critique. So you might have one paragraph that does the summary, and then one paragraph for each theme you wish to critique. If you're writing an argumentative essay, you aim to convince your reader of your point of view. In this case, each paragraph will add one more point to your overall argument. Whatever type of essay you write, you can use this paragraph structure. That means whatever the aim of your paragraph is, try to always capture the main idea in the first sentence and then add the supporting material afterwards. If you do it right, a reader should be able to get a good overview of your essay by just reading the first sentence of every paragraph. So, when you're writing an assignment or an essay, check what you're being asked to write and think about how many paragraphs you'll need and what those paragraphs need to contain. From there, you can plan your topic sentences and supporting material. Now let's recap the main points about paragraphs. A paragraph should have one main idea. So each paragraph adds one more key idea to your essay. You should encapsulate that main idea at the beginning of the paragraph and use the rest of the paragraph to present supporting material, including evidence, quotes, and examples. You can end with a summary concluding sentence if you think that will help your reader. You will write different types of essay during your studies, but you can always use the same structured approach. First, think about the aim of your essay. Then, based on that, what paragraphs you need. And then, based on that, plan your topic sentences and supporting material. Thanks for watching. See you next time.